Hey, my loves! Welcome back to Sensational Sense, where I help you glow up from the inside out. If you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, fix that now by hitting the bell and join the growing community of sensational ladies all over the world. Okay, my loves, it's holiday season, and so I thought it was a great time to talk about how to deal with toxic family members, because at this time of the year, usually that's when they're around. So the first step to dealing with toxic family members is learning to release all expectations. You see, we grow up with these ideas of how our families are supposed to be. And quite often we get attached to somebody's title. That's my cousin. That's my uncle. That's my auntie. That's my grandparent, or whatever the case may be. And we forget that that's also a person. And whoever they were before you came into their life is who they are going to be, regardless of how they are related to you. So, if they had a bunch of issues with maybe jealousy or regulating their emotions, that's not going to magically disappear because they're your parent or because they're your sibling. So step one is learning to accept that your relatives are humans and they are humans first. So stop holding them to these standards that they constantly show you they are not able to meet. Doing this will not only help you avoid disappointment, but it also helps you to not personalize the behavior. Instead of thinking, why can't my dad behave in the way I want him to? Instead, you just accept that this is how this person is, and the way they are and their deficiencies are not personal to you. The next step to dealing with toxic family members is to limit your contact with them. So, I suggest rating this person on a scale of damage. How harmful are they to you and your spirit? Obviously, if they're super harmful and any contact sends you over the edge, then just avoid all contact altogether and go no contact with that person. But if you are able to take this person in small doses, do exactly that. When you have to show up, keep it cute, and make sure you've got your shades on and that you're able to grey rock them if you need to, and just keep a plain face and not give away too much. But make sure you only allow yourself to engage with them in small doses. Another really important step of this process is to release guilt. You see, often we keep ourselves in these cycles of toxicity with family members because of the ideals I previously mentioned about how we should feel and how families should be. But it's important to know that protecting your well-being and mental health is the most important thing you can do. And if that means cutting off certain people or limiting the contact you have with them, you are doing the right thing if it means protecting yourself and breaking generational curses. So release all guilt that you might feel about keeping this person at an arm's length, and make sure you don't allow yourself to internalize the shame that older relatives may well pour onto you as a result of having these boundaries. And if you want more information on this, watch my video on how to set a boundary, because I go into way more detail there about how to say no and protect yourself and deal with the disapproval that comes with it. The next thing you want to do when dealing with toxic family members is to stay private. Now, I'm so passionate about this that I made an entire video called Move in Silence, so make sure you watch that, because that's where I share the kinds of things that you shouldn't be talking about with people that you don't trust. But essentially, in instances where you do have to be around toxic family members, keep it brief. Prepare some phrases for when they start to pry in your business. You're really interested, aren't you? Or, let's not talk about that now. Or, there's not enough time for me to go into all that. And make sure you master the art of getting them to talk about themselves. That way, they can blabber on about what's going on for them, and you can protect your dreams, aspirations, and your spirit by keeping quiet during those interactions where you do need to be in the same space. So basically, keep it zipped when you're around them. Another thing that's really important to do when you're dealing with a toxic family is to learn to reparent yourself. Identify what it is that you wish that person could give you. What is it that you wish your dad gave you, or you wish your cousins gave you, or you wish your aunties gave you? Once you identify what you perceive to be missing, then you're in an empowered position to think about ways that you can give those things to yourself. Now, obviously, nothing can replace that person. So ultimately, it is going to be a scar that you carry. But if you reparent yourself, it can become a scar that you look down with pride and empathy, instead of being something that you see as a defective element of yourself. So, learn what it is that you believe you're missing out on, and then do your best to give those things to yourself and fill up your own cup. Because the more you do this, the less you will look to people outside of you to fill in these gaps. And finally, my darlings, one of the things that's super important to do when you're dealing with a toxic family is to replenish your energy. That may look like doing an activity that you really enjoy. Maybe it's dancing, maybe it's painting, maybe it's singing or creating some kind of music. Something that lifts your spirits after you have to be around draining people. It could even be as simple as having or finding a community of like-minded people who can relate to what you're going to, where you can talk about and process your feelings. It could even be journaling independently. But whatever it is, have some kind of practice that you do so that after you've engaged with these people, you already have a strategy about how you're going to raise your energy back up to where it was before to keep pushing, keep glowing, and keep shining. I hope you found this video helpful, my loves, and I'm sending you love, light, and lots of healing energy. Remember, you never need to apologize for protecting your peace. Until the next one, mwah.